Hello, Leo. Welcome to your fall 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL, and you have found Alchemy. Today we are going to do 3 months, September, October, November. We're just touching upon certain energies that come up for each month. We re-pull these cards, put them in the center, and build a much larger reading around them. Okay. I'm also going to remind you to listen to your birthday reading. 3 blessings coming to Leo in 2025 and 2026. Okay. So with that all said, up here is your overarching energy for the entire fall. Over here, I have pulled a crystal like I have done for each sign. This happens to be one of my favorite crystals. There was another sign who pulled this crystal. I'm just going blank on which one it was, but I have a collection of carnelian that I really should start working with again. I haven't been working with my crystals recently, but anyway, carnelian is an amazing crystal. This is representative of Aries, the father of all the fire signs, and this is number 14 in this deck. Like I always tell everybody, if you're going to invest in a crystal, especially the crystal that we have pulled for your fall, a small piece is all you need. It's something that you could keep in your pocket, and it'll help you through this time. Okay, you don't have to spend a lot of money on it. Carnelian really isn't an expensive crystal, but it's still one of my favorites. And so the thing is with carnelian, with any crystal at all, like I always tell people, go to a trusted source. Go to a brick and mortar store that does nothing but sell crystals. That's a good source. Try to avoid the Facebook groups. Try to avoid the Amazon, eBay. I mean, listen, the person that's selling you the crystal might believe that they are selling something authentic, and then the source they get it from is inauthentic, and it goes downhill from there, right? So it's not always that the person that you're getting it from is a bad person, right? But anyway, if it's not real, it's not going to help. Period. End of story. Okay, so that's my point here. So here we have carnelian, and carnelian represents Aries. And what does Aries represent? Confidence, definitely sexuality. The gym, if you're going to the gym and you want that extra boost, keep that in your pocket. Fire, assertiveness, right? Stuff like that. Really good energy. And this is really and truly reminding me to go pick up the carnelian that I have in the where I keep my stuff. So we'll just keep it like that. Venus. You pulled Venus. Let me see. And this is number 4 in this deck. So as we know, Venus represents our love life. It represents our finances as well. A lot of people don't realize that it does represent both, right? And it also is the ruling planet for Libra and Taurus. It does pay to mention that Venus is changing signs this fall quite often, right? In September, around the 19th, Venus will enter Virgo. And that is like a focus on practical matters. So perhaps when September rolls around, you're going to be saying, okay, let me organize my life. Let me organize my steps. We're going to do this, this, and this will lead us to that. So it's sort of like a very practical sort of energy. And this, like I said, could be work related. It could be relationship related, or it could be both, right? On the all right, so like in November, you have 2 things going on, right? On the 6th, you have Venus entering Scorpio. And, Scorpio could represent some hidden things coming to light for sure. It could also represent a financial upgrade. It could also represent the healing of some wounds that have been going on, right? And this is all happening in November, it seems, right? And on the 30th of November, you have Venus that is entering Sagittarius. And we know that that's a very expansive, adventurous, right? It's a fellow fire sign. Definitely great for relationships. Definitely. It's also really good for work. So it looks like, at least so far, what I'm seeing here is that November looks really promising for you, at least from a Venusian point of view here. You do have sensuality coming in the upright, and that's interesting. This is number 21. It says, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. And when these cards come in the upright, this is, at least in my readings, this is something you're going to have to put effort into here. So if you're in a relationship, you're going to have to put like definite energy into the sensuality. Perhaps you're so focused on goals that there's a certain something that's going to need attention. But this is an indication. And there is also a toxic relationship around you. And I'm not saying that it's your main relationship. It doesn't have to be that. But there is sort of misunderstandings here, triggers. There is a toxic relationship that is taking that is holding space in your life. Could be anyone, right? Could be a friend, could be a family member, and it also could be a lover, for sure. Hold on one second. Let me just shut my phone. Sorry about that. It's always during a Leo reading, too. It's really weird. You have Medusa here on the table. And it does say jealousy leads to downfall. Now, this could be you, honestly. If you are feeling jealous about someone or something, and this fall is not the time, right? This fall is really the time to set that aside. Now, equally, this could be someone that is feeling jealous towards you or someone that you care about. There could be jealousy around you, especially coming from this toxic relationship. So for example, you could have a toxic sibling that's very jealous of your relationship. And so that leads to someone's downfall this fall, right? Could be a friend, could be a coworker, could be anything like that. But there's a toxic relationship. And like I said, this toxic relationship, I do think that these are connected. And I think that there may be someone that's jealous around you. For very few Leos, I'm talking one or two, this may be coming from you, right? You may be feeling tinges and tings of jealousy this fall that you really need to get a handle on. But I think for most of you, this is something outside yourself. You do have innovation here, and it says, you will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans in motion. Old ways are outdated. Yes, there is going to be new things put into motion here. And I do think you're going to be doing it, especially we talked about that in September, it seems, is the planning, right? Is stuff that's going on in September. It seems as though you pulled one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's Santa Muerte. And it does say holy death on here. This is 15. And Santa Muerte is translated into holy death, like it is just simply a translation. And that is, she's a Mexican folk saint. um, she is representative of Scorpio, for sure. There is a Scorpio Pluto aspect to her that is like undeniable, because she holds your hand through life's toughest times. Death, if someone's crossing over, or legal problems, things like that. She will hold your hand through it, but she is an interest, like she's represented sometimes mistakenly by the Grim Reaper. And she really isn't. I mean, I could talk about her all day. So I think that if you're very interested, you could look it up. But her feast day is on November 1st. So it looks like so far November is an interesting month for you as far as like really good things happening. So look towards something in November. She is not a non-canonized saint. This is the Saints and Philosophers deck, I think. Oh, the Mystics, Saints and Mystics deck. And I use them very symbolically. But she's not canonized, right? She is somebody. It really took the world by storm. And the Catholic Church really doesn't like her. So I'm not going to go too far into the weeds with that. You can look it up if you're really interested in it. Right next to her, you have protected, right? It says, trust your journey, trust the way your life is unfolding, trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. It says, I am protected. Okay. And it is right next to Santa Muerte. So this could be help from the other side. It doesn't have to be this particular source, right? Obviously, it could be your angels, could be Jesus, it could be God, it could be the universe at large. Like I always tell everybody, it is whatever it is you believe that is benevolent, that is helping you. You are protected by a source outside yourself. Okay, this is protection, and definitely look towards that. And look at this. You have the sign of Scorpio. Remember when I said she's very scorpionic? Pluto. Here you go. You have Scorpio / Pluto again. Now, this could be obviously a timing thing, right? Could be. The time of Scorpio is October 23rd to November 21st. So it could be, I mean, that is, November too. It's the end of October, the beginning of November. So we have November coming up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put this, I'm going to write this down, okay? I'm just going to write November, because it's been coming up And excuse my handwriting here, but it has been coming up a lot so far in your reading, and I don't want that to escape us as we go on. But we do have Scorpio here once again. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. This could be a timing card, or this could be simply that rebirth energy, that death and rebirth energy. Something's dying, something's being reborn, for sure. Something like that. You do have a Cancer and transits here in this deck. And for Cancer, this is the moon card. And when we pull, it says nurturing, sensitive, caring, for sure. But when I look at Cancer, I really look at her ruling planet, and that is the moon. And things are not what they seem. The moon, in moonlight, things are just different, aren't they, than they are with the sun, with your ruling planet. It's a very different feeling. So you may feel a little confused for part of the month, or very unclear. When I say part of the month, I mean part of the season. You might be a little unclear, but it's part of the journey. Recognize it and release it. It says transit here, and there is movement and change here on the table. All the transits we talked about with the Venus is something maybe that you should really think about. You do have here full moon in Gemini, and the answers you need are coming. Okay. The full moon in Gemini is not until the spring. There could be something linked to the spring. There could be. Maybe something is happening I believe it's in May, right? There could be something that you are beginning now, or that you're laying the groundwork for now, that happens in May. Could be. But also, in general, if we take that at face value, there is answers that you are seeking that are going to come this fall. Okay. Now down here we have our months. We're obviously going to start with September. Wow, look at that. Okay. You have the Three of Swords. And now, like I always say, when these bigger cards come in reverse, I take note of it, but we do not accept the reversal, right? But this card did come in reverse initially. And this is the Three of Swords. This is pure air energy in this particular deck. And listen, we know the Three of Swords, right? The Three of Swords is something. There is something in your environment that is either very painful, or it doesn't have to be life-shattering. It's not going to be life-shattering for every Leo, right? But there is something either very disappointing, you're disappointed in something around you, or you're very hurt by what is going on. And for this to come in reverse initially, this is something you thought was over, or was at least heading towards some sort of resolution. You were like, okay, we're all starting to heal from this, but it's not. It's not what it seems. We talked about that moon energy, right? Something you thought that was healing may rear its head again, is what I'm saying here. You do have here the King of Wands, and this is your card, right? But it's coming in sideways. And when we look at this, right, this is Sun in Leo, and in your reading here, Leo, this is you feeling off balance, perhaps because of this Three of Swords energy. You're like, you don't know which way is up. You don't know how to react. You're not yourself. You do have here the Seven. Wow. Yeah. You have the Seven of Swords coming in reverse. Now, the Seven of Swords in reverse is usually moon in Aquarius. But in this deck, it is Gemini. You see the twins on here, right? This deck is different. It's a Swedish deck. But it is the same meaning nonetheless, right? You may need... Listen, there may be a deception that is uncovered. For sure. And that could be why this Three of Swords energy turns around again. You could find something out that really bothers you, disappoints you, hurts you. You may need to confront dishonesty in a situation here, okay? But it isn't something that's going on. It may have been something that's going on behind your back, but I have to tell you, in September, you're going to uncover it, okay? You do have the Seven. I love this card for you here. You have the Seven of Wands. Now, look at all those lions coming out. Look at that. I mean, yeah, there are other animals there, but look. So this is my Mars and Leo card. Determination, not caving. Like, this is, look at her. She's holding up that wand, and she's like, yeah, come for me. I'm ready. I am so ready. Very, very. I have my weapon. I have my wand. I have my fire. I am Leo. Hear me roar, for sure. So whatever the heck is going on here, you are coming out of it feeling assertive, very determined to stick to your guns in some way. And here's that moon energy again, right? You have moon/Cancer energy. Things are not what they seem, or perhaps with this reversal of the Three of Swords. Things are not what they seemed, okay? Yeah, you have that here, and then you have these two cards. It says masculine and separation. So you may find you may be a divine masculine, you may be masculine, you may be male. However, no matter what, whether you're male or female, you are leaning on your divine masculine. You are leaning on that Aries energy. You're going to need it. What is that? That's confidence, assertiveness. It's everything that the Seven of Wands encompasses, right? So you have that here. I really like that for you because you're feeling the need to separate yourself from something. And I think it's because of new facts that have come through. I don't know. There's something that is going on here, and we will expand upon this. We'll have a huge reading about this and other things that are going on, but this is it's an interesting energy. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Saturn, Capricorn, Aquarius. Lessons, karma. Saturn is definitely the Lord of karma. There is something coming out here for sure. Now, like when we move on to your next month, we have, let me see if I can move some of this in. Well, this is good energy anyway, right? So here you have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles in this deck is pure earth energy. And this is definitely, it's an alternate card, right? It is not the typical Six of Pentacles. I'll put both of these cards up on the screen right now. You could see this card, and you could see the card that was originally made to express this energy. As you can see, this angel is throwing gifts at the people, where in the other card, it is a human being helping, right? You have this card, and this card is the universe, God, your angels, whatever it is that you believe in is giving you a gift. Look at that card. That is a gift, all right? It could be a gift. Listen, it could be anything. It really could be. For many of you, this might have something to do with money. It might have something to do with work because it is a Pentacles card. But here you have the next card up here is the Magician in reverse. And this is Gemini, Aquarius energy. This is a feeling of disconnect. I mean, this might be why your higher power here is helping you, because you may feel powerless in some way. You may feel a disconnect from your power. You may feel like it's not like what you're doing is not enough, or you want to do more, but you can't. You're kind of stuck in a situation that you don't want to be in, but it looks like you do get something. There is something that is coming to you. And you have the Three of Pentacles here in reverse. And the Three of Pentacles is Saturn and Capricorn, pulling away from a group of people, a place, something that you were once like this with. You're pulling away from it. Could be a job, could be a job, could be a family, could be a group of friends. But here you have your Ten of Cups coming in sideways, and the Ten of Cups is Neptune and Pisces, and this is, a decision about what is going to make you happy in the end, right? Seeking happiness, seeking that happily ever after. The Ten of Cups is a great card, but I think you're starting to realize certain things are not making you happy. You may feel powerless to change them at the moment. It looks like the universe / God / whatever it is, your angels step in and throw you a bone. And it looks like it's good, right? You do have here the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And this is Venus in Virgo energy. And this is, you need to cultivate a stronger self-reliance. This is a very independently financial card, right? It's very independently stable, right? I'm independent. I have my own money. I have my own place to live. I have my own car. I have my own job. And it's in reverse. And I could see why you may be feeling powerless. I'm not saying that there is something going on in your life where you feel dependent and you don't like that feeling, but there is an unexpected thing that occurs. And it says storm, but I don't think it's a storm, not with this card here, not with the Six of Pentacles on your side. When we add the stuff up here and we break it down for October, we get the number 11. And that number is, as like I always say, is a cardinal number, is a master number, is a bridging number. This is the number that often appears for people who are undergoing a little bit of chaos. It sort of urges them onto that bridge, right? Pushes them. There's certain circumstances that may be pushing you onto a more self-reliant bridge here, Leo. Now, with November, we have the Judgment card, and this was the only card that came in truly upright, right? From the minute we took it out. It is the card of what? Pluto. Man, you got that Pluto Scorpio energy all over this reading. And I'm telling you, if you have Aquarius in your chart, that could be why. It could be anyway. But we are entering Scorpio season. You could be dealing with somebody with Scorpio placements. I mean, listen, all of that could be true. Some of it could be true. But here you have more Pluto energy, the Judgment card, right? And this is salvation, rebirth, an epiphany, achieving a higher level of something, achieving a balance. So whatever the heck you were feeling here in October, looks like it really does, what did we say? November, right? It does come to some sort of positive culmination. You have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is Mercury and Taurus energy. And like I always say, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And when he comes in reverse in my readings, things are starting to speed up. And it could be something to do with money. It could be something to do with stability, right? But something is starting to speed up here. You do have the Four of Pentacles coming in reverse. And this is Saturn and Capricorn energy. And you are releasing something. You're loosening your grip on something. I'm not going to say you're giving up, but you're just like, you know what? That's not getting me anywhere. On some level, you're going to give up on it. On some level, yeah. You're releasing something here. And you do have here the moon. Perfect. What did I say about the moon? We talked about the moon up here, right? Things are not what they seem. We talked about the moon over here. Things are not what they seem. Here is your moon in a different deck in reverse in November, right? That moon energy is clearing. You're starting to see things very clearly, right? You do have here the Three of Pentacles in reverse. We talked about that where? It was somewhere over here, right? Maybe I think this is it right here, right here. So here you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever the heck is going on, you're broken free of some sort of situation, some sort of group. There's a group here, and I'm telling you, it looks like this energy was building throughout the fall, but it doesn't look like it gets better. It looks like you just finally say the hell with it, and it's like a weight's lifted off you and you start concentrating on something else. Here it says Saturn energy again. What did we talk about? Saturn is Capricorn Aquarius energy, but there is some sort of contracts, career, commitments here. But it is positive. Saturn is the taskmaster of the zodiac. Okay, so his lessons aren't easy, but they're definitely worth it. Once you go through it and come out the other side, you're stronger for it. Your life is more stable for it. Just don't fight against it. All right, learn what you're supposed to learn. You're breaking free from something here. All right. Yeah. And when we add this up and we break it down, we get Aries energy. Again, we go right back to the beginning of the reading where I told you that carnelian will give you that boost. There is that assertive, confident, determined energy. And we have 2 number 9s here too. So it's being at the right place at the right time. You're almost to that number 10. Once you get to that number 10, not only is it Pluto energy, but it's over, right? That's starting a new cycle, right? And I do think you need this for sure. Okay. So when we look at let's look at your numbers. When we add all the numbers up in this reading and we break it down, we get the number 11. And the number 11 is associated with that bridging number, that cardinal number, going from one place to another. I think you've been pulling that a lot lately, to be honest with you. For sure, the number that came out the most was Jupiter, number 3. That Sagittarius, a fellow fire sign energy, that growth, optimism, expansion, right? The planet that came out the most was Saturn. That doesn't surprise you, does it? Capricorn energy. And the interesting thing is the sign that came out the most was Capricorn. So that is more Saturn energy. So you have Saturn times 2, you have Jupiter. The signs that came out in general are Libra, Scorpio, Leo, Virgo, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Taurus. I wish you nothing but the best. I will see you next time. Namaste. I forgot one thing. I forgot to do this. I've been doing this for all the signs. This is October, September, and November. I am going to shuffle them as best as I can shuffle 3 cards. And I am going the most transformative month. Doesn't mean it's your best month. It means it's the month where the most amount of growth is going to take place. Sometimes it's your hardest month. Sometimes it's your best month. All right. For Leo, September. Look at this, Leo. Okay. It looks like November is your month to shine. And it looks like September is the month. Yeah. Look at all the energy that's going on here. And this is what you walk away with, that, determination. Love that for you. Wanted to throw that in. Forgot to do that before we parted. Namaste, Leo.